Have you ever been flipping through a magazine or scrolling online and you see these beautiful images of organized spaces? There's like these perfect bins and they're full of all the things that go in the bin, matched by category. Maybe they're labeled and it's all just beautiful and aspirational and you think, I would like to do that. The problem with all those pretty pictures is that for a lot of us, organization isn't our primary problem. And ultimately, categorizing our items and putting them into pretty bins won't save us from our messy house. So let's talk about what we can do instead. The problem with a lot of organizational systems is that most of us have too much stuff. I remember years ago seeing in this glossy magazine this picture of a beautifully organized closet. And the closet had like a bin for hats and a bin for all the umbrellas, all these really nice little bins. And as I was looking at that, I was thinking to myself, that looks so pretty, but I would need more stuff to go in those bins. I don't have enough umbrellas for an umbrella bin. And meanwhile, while I was having this thought, my house was a disaster. For me and for a lot of us, more is not the answer. So realistically, before you put things in those nice bins, before you get organized, you have to let things go. You've got to get in drawers and throw out the pins that don't work. You've got to let go of the clothes that don't fit or are uncomfortable. You've got to donate those kids' toys that your kids just don't use and are always on the floor somehow anyway. You don't need a pretty bin filled with like 400 of something. What will make your home feel calmer and more open and be easier to care for is if that thing isn't there in the first place. Once you've let things go, embracing imperfection in your organizing can be really freeing. Pretty does not have to be the goal. If your house is orderly and you can find what you need and your spaces feel calm and comfortable and you can keep your house under control, that's fine. You're not failing just because your shelves don't look like some picture you saw online. Get your things put away in such a way that you can find them, that the stuff you need is usable and in reasonable order. And from there, if you want to make improvements, make improvements. But you don't have to have a beautiful space behind every closet door. Functional matters way more than pretty. As you go on this journey and you've started your imperfect but functioning systems, customize them to what you need. For me, I don't like bins that aren't see-through. If I can't open my closet and see what's there, things end up going unused. And I also don't like to have a lot of lids. When I'm picking up quickly during the day, I don't want to have to like dig under something and pull the lid up and move the other container and put the container back on top. Like I like to be able to chuck things where they go. So when I open my closets that do have organizational containers in them, I like clear and I like open tops. Do what works for you. If opening a closet to a bunch of clear containers gives you visual overload, do what you need to do in your home. But focus on what makes something usable and what makes it easy to put things away. Remove the put away friction. If it's hard to put something up, if you're trying to do like a micro clean during the day and just get some stuff up quickly, you will find that you don't have the time or the energy or like the mental space to put that away properly. And it will just end up somewhere, in a pile somewhere or in some more convenient space. So make it easy on yourself to put things away. I think I remember way back in the day when everyone was reading The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, that was one of the takeaways from that book that really resonated with me. Putting away is more important than ease of getting out. But really try to make it as convenient as you possibly can for both things to take place without a lot of effort. Finally, make sure all these organizing efforts you're making are sustainable. This relates to the last point, but if you've created an intensely complex system and your brain doesn't like or actually use intensely complex systems, it's not going to hold together. So try to create habits that can stand the test of time. Remove friction between yourself and the thing that needs to be done. If you're using something often, don't make it hard to put that thing away. If you do a lot of crafts, don't maybe have the place where you have to put your craft supplies away be a dark corner of the basement, because you're not going to go down there and things aren't going to get put away. Organizing really isn't a one-time event. It's a process. So go beyond any temporary fixes and try to integrate this into your lifestyle as sustainably as possible. Continue to declutter, continue to let things go, even once they are in a pretty container. Be really mindful about what comes into your home, because once it's there, you have to figure out where it goes, you have to maintain it, you have to pick it up. So look at new purchases through that lens. Do you want to spend your time on that thing? Get in the habit of, when you open up a closet or a bin, being really comfortable with pulling something out and donating it or throwing it out or whatever you need to do to make more space. You get better with practice, so keep practicing. And the most sustainable systems are adaptable. Our lives change, we move homes, our kids grow. We're going to need to make changes. So don't think you're failing just because something used to work and isn't working now. Make the changes you need to make, and don't worry that it won't work forever. It doesn't need to. You can continue to adapt and have a home that works well for you today. If you have any organizing ideas or strategies that work really well for you, I would love to hear about them. Thank you so much for watching, and watch this video next.